Hello, dear friends. The rich are more afraid of losing their fortune than the poor, because the poor have nothing to lose. The loss of wealth could be detrimental to health, but so can the sudden gain, and that subject is rarely talked about. Opinion piece. Sudden wealth. What to do? Stroke of luck. Financial challenges. Overwhelming situation. Reset gossip. Wheel of Fortune. Heady atmosphere. Let's start. There are cases of people who receive an inheritance or win the lottery and get into trouble because they are not prepared to suddenly manage their fortune. Money can be white, black or grey, just like hats. Its color depends on its origin and its destination. The same could happen in the case of a sudden spiritual enlightenment or an uncontrolled awakening of the Kundalini energy. If I Were a Rich Man is a popular song that reflects the dreams and desires of the main character in the 1964 play and film, Fiddler on the Roof. The song captures the universal desire for a more comfortable and prosperous life, and how material wealth could change the life for someone who has lived in poverty and daily struggle. The gossips of the reset sometimes play with this hope. That's why I never talk about bonuses until there are verified facts. When currency revaluation hits, some economic restrictions could be suddenly lifted on a case-by-case basis, and while no one knows exactly what will happen, it could magnify any unfinished business we may have in a heady atmosphere resulting from the sudden turnaround. Financial advisors call this problem the flash wealth syndrome. Flash wealth syndrome refers to a phenomenon in which a person or family acquires a large amount of money in a short period of time, either through an inheritance, a stroke of luck, the sale of a business, or any other unexpected event that generates a large sum of money. This syndrome is a type of anxiety that affects human beings who suddenly obtain large sums of money. If you suddenly become rich, people may make unexpected decisions. Symptoms include feeling isolated from former friends, feeling guilty about their good fortune, and a great fear of losing their money. This type of situation can be overwhelming and pose unique financial challenges for those who experience it. Financial advisors often address emotional issues related to the sudden change in financial situation, such as peer pressure, stress, guilt, or the inability to handle the new situation. Wheel of Fortune. The Ferris wheel is a powerful symbol that reminds us of the changing nature of life and how we must adapt to circumstances. In addition, it can be a reminder that fortune and opportunities can come at any time, so we must be prepared to face both prosperous moments and challenges. The Wheel of Fortune represents the constant change and cycles of life. Like a spinning wheel, it symbolizes the natural flow of time and how circumstances can change rapidly. The wheel is associated with luck and destiny. In this context, it is suggested that life is full of ups and downs, and fortune can change at any time. The Wheel of Fortune can also symbolize opportunities and challenges that arise in life. The different sectors of the wheel represent moments of prosperity and difficulties. The wheel can also represent the spiral of life, where experiences and lessons learned in one cycle are carried over to the next. Some interpretations see the Wheel of Fortune as a reflection of the concept of karma, where past actions determine present circumstances. In this sense, the will can represent the reward or consequences of our past actions. Challenges. Some of the challenges that financial advisors might address with people who have experienced sudden wealth include: help the person make informed decisions about how to invest, spend or save their newfound wealth responsibly and effectively. Make sure that money is not concentrated in a single investment or asset, which could increase risk. Work on strategies to minimize the tax implications of increasing wealth. Help establish realistic financial goals and a sustainable long-term financial plan to maintain wealth and achieve your personal goals. Provide financial education and advice so that the person can make informed decisions about their wealth and avoid possible scams or bad investments. Tips. Steve Biko asked Archangel Michael to advise missionaries of light on managing sudden wealth after currency revaluations. In the short term, he recommends that we celebrate briefly first, then rest for a week, and then adjust to a new position. Then, in the long run, we can calmly and at a moderate pace begin our service to Mother Earth as stewards of her bounty. There should be no sense of arrogance or false importance because of blessings, but rather a sense of responsibility to render greater service. Don't put yourself above anyone. You are blessed because you are in a position to render greater service. The first thing is not to rush and stay still. This may sound overly simple, but it is one of the hardest things for humans to do. Go to the stillness. Don't feel the immediate need to jump into action, which is a figment of your imagination and ego. Give yourself a chance to breathe, to allow this reality shift to change your personal landscape. There is a whole world waiting to be revealed, but you can't do that if you go full throttle and then collapse from stress. This is one of the reasons why you must be the steward, the leader, the one who shows the way, the participating observer. As you assume the profile, whether it be for money, notoriety, political power, or financial power, it gives you the feeling of being elevated. We recommend that you take the elevator to the basement. Start there and stay anchored in your heart, but at your root chakra. Once your survival needs are taken care of, get to work. There can be no room for that sense of false importance, for that sense of arrogance, of entitlement, to be above others. That is not the purpose. Think about how to put yourself under. You are blessed when you are in a position to render greater service. That is why unity among us is also important, to give each other permission in a kind, loving and considerate way, but clear and concise. Discernment. We ask and guide you very clearly to practice discernment, and the reasoning is calm. It doesn't show itself. Lucidity is being the observer, not the judge. And then, from the position of the perceptive observer, decide what is important. This is a time of decisions, and you decide what is important. So, discern with your heart what attracts you. Are they projects that promote free energy? Are you the invisible benefactor? Are you one of those who want to build new schools? Do you want to be in communications? Do you want to protect abandoned animals? And then invest not only money, but also your energy, your love, your focus in that direction. Always with an eye on the bigger company. What promotes love and spirit? What creates the new earth? What anchors the city of light? It has to be done in a conservative but open way, because what you are doing is co-creating the new earth, its restoration, so it would be an incorrect assumption to throw money away and think you have to spend it quickly. It has to be done in a very understandable way. One of the benefits of what you think of as delays is that you have been getting used to being an incredibly rich person. It is important that you are the one who gets used to your spiritual currency. It's not just about letting money drip into the sun. The Kingdom of Joy. Nadina Baum explains how an advanced cosmic civilization works. On the one hand, they do not have a government that dictates every little thing they have to do, since they function as a single body, where each member is responsible for himself, for his actions, for his responses, for his way of being in the world. They don't have rules, so they don't have laws, and she adds other literal paragraphs from her message. We are more interested in being, therefore, doing what gives us joy, and since there is no competition where we are, there is always help and support from those around us who agree with our idea of fun, of joy. Everything we do is for the pleasure of being, and in the process we discover new things, new ideas, new resources, and come to use them. We do not have governments to rule us, because each and every member of our society is free. But we have learned to live as free beings and at the same time respecting all the other beings with whom we live. We have learned to manipulate our freedom, that is, to do what we want to do, without someone else paying the price. Our being is of expression. We love to express ourselves through joy. Very rarely do we find our joy infringing on someone else, and therefore we have no rules to protect us from that, or from someone else's freedom, which means that changes always come as an agreed collective choice. Now, if we were bombarded by something from outside our planet, trying to control us, to dictate how we should live, in all honesty, we haven't thought about it. But if we were, we could come together as one and find a creative solution that would keep us where we are enjoying ourselves on this planet. In other words, we will not buy someone else's helps and promises, because material things, for example, are not something we cling to, and because we live to express ourselves, then we are not waiting for someone else to hand us the solutions. And that's all for today. Thanks a lot, dear friends.